Hey guys, it's Dan Barrett here, and I wanted to make this quick testimonial for Patrick. I worked with Patrick a couple months ago, and it was kind of like a New Year's situation where I was looking to just kind of get a fresher take on how I dress and how I look, and kind of see how I can up my game, right? Because I'm constantly trying to improve myself in all walks of, all sorts of parts of my life. And I've definitely noticed that when I look better and feel like I'm dressing better and feel like I am presenting that kind of better image to the world, it affects a whole bunch of my life. I feel better, I make more money, people like me more, angels rain down from heaven, all sorts of things. So I reached out to Patrick after I heard him on a podcast and just said, I'm going to give this guy a shot. And look, I got to say, I actually had an amazing experience. I had a way better experience than I expected. I don't know what that means. But Patrick put a ton of attention to detail into our time together. He gave me all this information on like my skin tone, and he pulled in all this data about like my facial structure and gave me all these things that I really wasn't even thinking about. Like, for example, he told me I should probably try contacts. I haven't worn contacts in like a million years. I actually have an order of contacts in with the eye doctor now. So, it was just really, really useful. A couple of things I got from him that probably, if nothing else had happened, would have given me more value, way more value than I actually paid for with my consulting session. He went over my shaving process with me. And actually, I will tell you, he figured out what I was doing and found a way to stop red bumps and irritation on my skin, on my neck. And I got to tell you guys, I would have paid 10 times what he charged me just to solve that problem, because it was super irritating. And I've been shaving the same way like forever and couldn't figure it out. And like, boom, he was like, stop doing this, stop doing that. Sort of added a few things to my kind of shaving process, and like it's a million times better. He went over skincare with me. I'll be honest, skincare was not a thing I'd ever thought about. I'd thought about like, how can I refresh my wardrobe, or, whatever, sort of obvious things like, what should I wear on my feet? Things like that, right? Patrick was like, you got to start with your skincare because it's something that is really going to affect how people perceive you, and it doesn't have to be super expensive, doesn't have to be super difficult. You're not going to be, laying in a sensory deprivation tank with like a mask of like a million chemicals on your face. He gave me like a few things to add to my daily routine that honestly like made a huge difference. And not even in how I look, but like how I feel. Like I didn't really realize, like I was kind of walking around feeling kind of crappy a lot of the time because my skin was dry or was itchy or whatever. It really helped me with that. So all these things that, if you're thinking about working with Patrick and you're not sure about pulling the trigger, totally get it, right? But the thing to keep in mind is Patrick is a guy's guy, right? He knows his stuff really, really deeply. And he's got a real profound understanding of how all these different pieces of skincare and fashion and your mindset, how this all plays together in order to really make you your best self. But he also gets that you don't want to be spending $1 million. Probably some of you may want to, but most of you guys probably don't want to spend $1 million. You don't want to be spending 5 hours in the bathroom every day. You want these little pieces, this kind of like 80-20 thing where you're going to put in a little bit more extra effort, you're going to make a couple bit of changes, and you're going to get a massive result on the back end. How you look, how you feel about yourself, how people treat you. And so I honestly think that Patrick is an incredible investment to make in yourself. And if you're on the fence, look, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't really think this was true. I think this is one of the easiest ways to up your game very quickly, feel better about yourself, and see positive effects all the way down the line. So if you have any questions, you feel free to hit me up about it. Ask Patrick. He's the man. And I wish you all the best in the future. All right, guys. This is Dan Barrett signing off. Thanks a lot.